advocate. Let me get a Twitter handle. She's a fun follow. And, you know, she covers a topic that a lot of people don't. It's Eliza Blue, B-L-E-U, like blue cheese. I also like that that's her name. And she's a human trafficking survivor, and she advocates on behalf of victims, and she compiles news that a lot of people don't care about, like missing kids and shit like that. And then this guy, this professor kind of goes off the deep end, and I hate to laugh at this because it's really horrible, but you can only kind of chuckle at someone's insanity at doing this. But
for 25 years, he published a paper in 2001.
Quotes of the article?
Absolutely, yeah.
These are the direct quotes from the State University of New York professor
Stephen Kirshner.
Whatever.
He teaches libertarian philosophy and applied ethics.
There you go. Libertarian philosophy. Yeah. No driver's licenses, private roads, and then eventually, you know.
So imagine that an adult male wants to have sex with a 12-year-old girl. Imagine that she's a willing participant. A very standard, very widely held view is that there's something deeply wrong about this, and it's wrong independent of it being criminalized. It's not obvious to me that it's in fact wrong. I think this is a mistake, and I think exploring that why it's a mistake will tell us not only things about adult/sex and statutory rape, and also fundamental principles of morality. He goes on to say, let me scroll down here. He says,
fun class, huh? So what class was this even? Was he, you know what I mean? Like, where did he just break it? Where did he just go into this?
One of some of these quotes are from a podcast he did with some guy, and the guy's like agreeing with
It's
him.
Always the podcasts that get everybody in trouble.
So in one of the clips he says,
no one cares about this.
Right. He goes, one is even if you're looking for a threshold, let's say there's a threshold. I'm making this number up, but let's just say it's at age 8. Still, that tells you that some adult sex is permissible.
Now, what's interesting is Rogan is having this guy on tomorrow, and that's what I respect about Joe. Fly into the storm. Keep going.
Okay. Second, the notion that it's wrong even with a 1-year-old is not quite obvious to me. There are reports in some cultures of grandmas filleting their boys to calm them down if they're colicky. I don't know if this is true, but this is sort of a widely reported as occurring in at least a foreign culture, and it working. That the grandmas believe that this actually works.
Yeah, well, there's this guy, and he is employed at the State University of New York. And again, I'm not a cancel culture person, but I will say that is certainly a position to take. It is.
This is probably his.
Seems evil.
If you're going to give him a strong argument, here's probably his strongest argument right here. Okay, so he makes an odd comparison of youngsters taking part in athletic activities. He says, they might think that children can't be willing things in general. It's an odd view in that they seem to will things all the time. They will participation in kickball. They will be showing up and participating in bar mitzvah lessons, bat mitzvah lessons, he says. You might think, well, maybe there's something distinct about sex that they can't really understand it. It's not clear to me that what they're not getting at is consent. So that's kind of his...
Well, I don't know that that's a great argument, Benjamin.
He says, I suspect that what they want to say is that they're willing participants. They're voluntary.
They play kickball. What's the problem? Well,